morning on today's Real Estate, buying your first home. The new housing numbers out this weekend show more and more people buying real estate for the first time. Sales of existing homes rose more than 7% in July. That's the biggest month-to-month increase in more than 10 years. And a third of those new home buyers were lured into the market for the very first time, attracted by low prices and a tax incentive that is set to expire soon.
Check this one out. Next one.
Jasmine Cavan is looking to find a place of her own.
Clean bathroom. Grouting's good. Financially, for me, it's the right time because I've had enough time to save up money.
The 25-year-old believes the time is right to buy her first home.
The government's offering a tax credit, so that's one of the first reasons. And also the market is in the right place for me to buy something that I could get for less money that I probably couldn't get in the past few years.
Jasmine is eligible for an up to $8,000 tax credit the government is offering to first-time home buyers.
That $8,000 credit expires December 1st, 2009. I can't pick a better time. In my 43 years doing this, this is the best time I've ever seen for a first-time home buyer. Absolutely, without a question.
Broker Diane Turton, who has been in New Jersey real estate business for more than 40 years, says it's a win-win situation right now for first-timers.
But I've never seen the inventory that we have to choose from, plus really low rates right now.
Low rates and the tax credit are what prompted Laura and Sal Lucinatu to start looking for their first home.
I feel like we should just look at all the options in our price range and then determine, what would be the best value.
According to a new national survey, affordability is driving more than two-thirds of potential buyers into the housing market.
The rents right now are exceeding what the mortgage payments would be. So why rent if you can get in these properties and own them?
A sentiment first-time buyers like Jasmine agree with.
I would rather spend money on a mortgage than rent. It's definitely nerve-wracking, but I think no matter what happens with my job or anything, financially I feel secure enough that I will be okay.
Mike Aubrey is the host of HGTV's Real Estate Intervention, and he's here with advice for first-time buyers. Mike, good morning.
Good morning.
And it seems like by that piece, this is a great time to buy, especially if you're a first-time buyer.
No doubt about it. It's absolutely an outstanding time to buy in this market. Amy, I'll be honest with you. Inventory is at an all-time high, and this is really just a question of supply and demand. I think that first-time home buyers are in a position now where they can go out and get great deals and afford things that they never could have got a few years ago.
And you have some tips for people who are about to head out the door. The first thing you say to do is make sure you have a lender.
Absolutely. Listen, this is a really important part of the entire process, and I'll tell you why. A lender is going to give you an idea of what price range you should shop in. You don't want to look at things that you can't afford. The other thing that is really important about that part of the process is they're going to let you know what that monthly payment is, and it will allow a first-time home buyer to make a decision based on their own budget.
And how much should first-timers expect to be putting down in terms of a down payment?
Well, that's a good question. Minimum 3.5% if they're doing an FHA loan. Now, more conventional loans require a greater down payment. However, I think that the general theme to this is that banks have learned that you've got to have a little bit of money in the game. They know that people, are defaulting on really bad loan products that they did in 2005, and so they expect people to save their money if they want to buy a house.
There's a higher standard out there now. You also say you need to shop around for the right real estate agent. What should you be looking for?
I think that it's very important that you pick someone who fits your personality and your goals. A good realtor is going to really educate the first-time home buyer before they ever even put them in their car and go show them houses. You want to get somebody who is going to fight on your behalf.
You also say it's important to do your homework online first. Why is this so important, especially if you're looking for your first home?
The internet, like everything else, has changed real estate forever. You have the opportunity to go out there because there's such great information. You just need to seek it out. You can find out about schools and neighborhoods. And I think that the other thing that really is good is virtual tours have gotten so amazing at this point. It would allow a first-time home buyer to really knock out properties that they don't even need to go see just by looking at it online.
And once you do go out and you start looking at these properties, your suggestion is to rate each home and never put down an offer unless you've gone for a second look. What should you be looking for?
Well, I'll say this. I usually ask my clients to try to rate homes on a 1 to 10 scale. 1 being the least, 10 being the most, and they'll find at the end of the day that they've got a pretty easy system to figure out which house is for them. Then what I ask them to do is to go out and go home, sleep on it, let's see it again before we make an offer.
And you mentioned inventory. There's such a large inventory of homes out there. So when you're looking to actually put down that offer, are there incentives you could expect or should expect that the buyer may give you that you might not have been able to get beforehand?
Absolutely. Listen, the market has changed. Sellers need buyers far worse than buyers need sellers. And I think that if you get a good agent and you make a fair offer, you can expect that they're going to give you some closing cost out.
What about those buyers or potential buyers who are sitting on the fence thinking maybe the market's going to go a little lower? How can you gauge where it is right now and if you should go for it now?
You know, I think trying to wait for the bottom of the market is probably a wait that is a mistake. I think you never really know where the bottom is until after it's actually started to recover. So the best move is to get educated, find a house that you like, and then move forward. And if you stay in it for a protracted period of time, you're not going to lose money.
All right, Mike Aubrey, thanks so much, and we'll be right back. But first, this is Today on NBC.